Hello guys, good evening and welcome back. Alright, so in today's video, I want to address some important questions that I have been getting from my colleagues and also upcoming fashion designers, right? And then this question goes in two forms. Now, which is better to rent? Is it a shop or an apartment, right? And the second question is, does location, or rather, how does your location um, affect your sales, right? So I am here to answer these questions, and I will try my best to make sure that I give you a vivid and a concrete answer pertaining to these areas. Now, the first thing you need to know is whether you want to rent a shop or an apartment. Each of these aspects has their own advantage and also their own disadvantage. Now, the advantage of renting a shop is solely because of visibility. People can see you at random. Passerbys can pass and decide to come to your shop to patronize you, right? But then still bear in mind that you are not going to open a shop depending on passerbys, people that you might pass through your vicinity to see your shop. Now, if you are renting a shop with that mindset, that means you will be limited to making some clothes that might not be that might not be lucrative enough, right? Because people that are offering good sum of money for jobs might have already known whom they had in mind, or they might go on recommendation, or they might go on research or search of a good quality designer. So if you want to rent a shop, bear in mind that you are not solving all your problems. You still have some limitations, and which I will also outline when I get to limitations of renting a shop, right? So the only advantage you have is people might be passing by and be seeing you. That is the maximum advantage you will have, and nothing less and nothing more. So that is the one advantage you will have. People that are passing by can just breeze in and patronize you. Actually, you might still be lucky to get lucrative jobs once in a while, right? So having said this, now the disadvantage of renting a shop is that your working time will be limited. How do I mean? You will either open by 8 o'clock, which is the agreed time for that vicinity to open or market area to open, or when it's safe for you to open. And you must close at least 6 p.m. That is the security timing for that area. Because if you are a vendor, you are meant to be closing by at least 6 p.m. if your shop is in a market area. But if your shop is in an estate, you might close at maximum 9 p.m., 8 p.m. You are done. You must close and go home, right? So that is the agreed time for all these things, except on some rare occasions, you can decide to risk and sleep in your shop, and which is not even wise, security conscious, right? Now, the disadvantage of renting a shop is that time of opening will be limited. Time of closing will be limited. Like, you will not have the liberty to close whenever you want. They will have some time they will set for you. Even if at the beginning, they might not set this time for you, but subsequently, they will come up with those rules and it will affect you, and you must obey the time of closing or opening in that particular area. Then, secondly, security wise, your shop might be boggled at any time, any point, any day. Your shop might be boggled by criminals. Number three point is that um, when you rent a shop, if you rent a shop in a market environment, there might be sometimes they will decide to use as a prayer day, like everybody will come and pray. Now, even if you're not joining them, you won't be allowed to open your shop fully. It's either you open the half door or you don't open at all. So you must give them that reference. And the worst case you can do is not to come early on that particular day. Like on Tuesdays, like during my own time, I had praying time to be Tuesdays. So by Tuesdays, they pray from morning till 12, sometimes till 1. So imagine you have a customer and you were meant to go to work early morning on Tuesday to do the job, and you forgot that Tuesday is prayer, and you step in on Tuesday morning and see that the line was blocked or is blocked and you cannot enter your shop. They are praying, so it can disorganize a designer, right? So this point I have raised now is also one of the major problems that we have. Those prayer, security, other things I have listed, right? Now, to cut this long story short, the shop has more of the disadvantage than advantages. Then another factor as well of the disadvantage is unnecessary levies, unexpected levies. Somebody will die, somebody will have an accident, somebody will need contribution, and they will keep tasking you, not minding if you have enough to cater for yourself and to run your business. Levy is also one of the disadvantage of these things. And then they have rules that if you leave your shop light on, you will pay fine. And if you don't remember to on your outside bulb, you will pay fine. So these things can go a long way to disorganize a teller or give you unnecessary problem or issues, right? So you tend to have more challenges. And then the fact that your neighbor might be envious of your progress and might go diabolical. So these things are what I saw, and I decided to leave shop for them. But that doesn't mean that my own issues might be applicable to you. So if you happen to have a good place that you can rent and feel free and have your business running, there's still no problem. But in average, these are the problems you will face as a person running a shop business, and even more disadvantages, right? I just have to highlight the basics for us in this video. Now, one of the advantages of renting an apartment, which is very, very important, is you'll be able to work right round the clock, meaning you can work from morning to morning, you can work from night to night, you can work from afternoon to afternoon. There will be no restrictions of your working hour. You will be more productive because those times, sometimes at night, you might not be feeling sleepy. You wish that you are in your shop if you were renting a shop. But then if you're in your apartment and your apartment is where you are working, right? So you'll be able to work overnight and have more jobs to be delivered in the morning. So you tend to have more working time and the freedom to work at any moment, anytime, any moment you feel like. If you decide to sleep in the morning and wake at night and you work, then in most cases as well, the NEPA supply, they have to, NEPA, they tend to bring light mostly at night in some major cities in Nigeria or in your locality. So you tend to make good use of the light time in the night to be more productive. Unlike those in the shop, that the light might not be available during the day, will come in the evening and the night. You will not be available to work in the shop by night, but you'll be available to work at home by night. So you tend to have the advantage of working all over in the night, using the light that comes midnight, and then working at ease. You can decide to even wear your singlets and boxers and you're good to work and you're good to go, right? Except you're having a customer, you can now dress up. So now the advantage of working at home or getting an apartment tends to be more than the disadvantage. Now, the only disadvantage of getting an apartment is that if you don't have already existing customer base, you are going to have an issue by getting customers, right? So for those that want to rent an apartment, the shortcut to overcome those challenges are you must be 100% active on social media. You must be posting your jobs daily on social media. You must be prompt in replying to messages on social media. You must have a strong social media presence for you to be able to sell your products. You must be using Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, every other social media platforms that is available, TikTok, to market your products. And you must have one consistent number that it will be available both on WhatsApp, both on calls, and both in any other platform that can reach you with that particular number, right? And you must be willing to reply messages at odd hours and take calls at odd hours for some people that might want to make an inquiry of your products and services, right? So you must have a strong online presence for you to sell well on your apartment if you're working from apartment, right? So the disadvantage of working in your house can be tackled by using social media to raise more customers. And to be honest with you, the most important thing for every fashion designer, whether you are in the shop or you are in your apartment, you must be on social media to market your product, because this social media is one of the powerful tools everybody should embrace and use it positively to market his or her products on social media. So you must have the ability to snap clothes on mannequin or dress forms and post online as often as possible, and make sure that your postings have a trademark on the wall, or you must use your picture editor to put your number and your brand name on the pictures you are posting to avoid piracy, right? So having said this, I think you should now know the best that suits you. So if you are a new fashion designer that is upcoming, you can start from a shop, right? And combine social media with your shop. Then when you start having constant customers, you can now relocate to an apartment. By so doing, you will now be able to employ more workers and have more working space. For those of us that might want to rent an apartment, you are going to get a 2-bedroom flat that has steady power supply and then have enough machines to employ workers that will be coming to your place to work for you from the morning till night. And in some cases, they might tend to sleep over. So you should have a conducive environment that will allow you work in peace and deliver your jobs peacefully, right? So having said this, I think you should now know the one that you like more and the one you should follow more. Then, coming to the next question, which says, is your location a factor to sell, right? So with these issues I have addressed on shop and apartment, you and I will agree that your location has little or no effect on your products. But then, if you think that you are in a primitive environment, if you think that you are in an environment that does not support or encourage your career, you can decide to relocate to a city which you know you'll be able to foot the bills of your rent, your accommodation, and your feeding and your lifestyle, right? So everybody will not be in Lagos. Everybody will not be in Abuja. Everybody will not be in Port Harcourt. Everybody will not be in Owerri. Everybody will not be in the major cities of Nigeria. You can be in your own hometown, but once you are good in what you are doing and you embrace social media very well, you are going to still make sales, even sometimes more than those in the city. But then, this doesn't mean that you should not change from your comfort zone. If you feel your comfort zone is now fighting against you, you are allowed to change. So you are the one to make that decision. No one should make it for you, because nobody will pay your bills for you. You are the one to decide when to move and when not to move. And when you have decided to move, you must have made sure you put some factors on check for you to be able to know if you are going to be able to handle the cost implications of all of these movements and relocation activities. So having said this, I will round it up by saying your location is your sole choice to relocate from, because I have seen people coming back from Lagos to Owerri. I have seen people coming back from Abuja to Owerri. I have seen people coming back from Lagos to Aba. So it all depends on your mindset and your contacts and level you have. But if you have embraced social media very well, your location should not be a barrier for people to patronize you, except you are a tutor that is intending to have a fashion academy. You can now decide to come up to a main town, the main city of that state you are living, so that people can access you easily. because you tend to get more people in the city than in your local villages, right? So having said this, I believe most of us must have understood and gotten a clearer explanations on all of these things. Thanks for watching. If you do enjoy the video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, and share, and tell me where you're watching from. Your comments and your likes will help YouTube to promote my video for other people to see. If I have more engagement on this video, it will help me to go viral, have more views, reach other people that will need this knowledge I have dished out for free on this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in my next subsequent video. This is the border I made, so I believe you like what you are seeing. So I made a video on how to cut this, so you can still watch the video on the previous video I made, and then I will drop the sewing tutorial subsequently on how to do the coupling and the finishing of the border. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye for now.